As a motion designer, I make a living by telling stories through images. For a while now, I've been considering starting a YouTube channel where I do just that. My goal is to combine traditional methods with AI. AI will primarily assist me with script creation, voiceover, and image generation. In this video, I want to share my experiences, approaches, and workflows with you. The basic idea for the video was that the painting of the Mona Lisa would tell its own story. Initially, I planned a video length of 10 minutes, so I needed a script that would fill this duration. For script creation, I tried various large language models: Perplexity, DeepSeek, Llama, Gemini, ChatGPT 3.5, and ChatGPT 4.0. In terms of content, all models were more or less acceptable. However, they all had the same problem. Each script only reached around 400 words, which resulted in a reading time of about 2 minutes. I tried generating the script chapter by chapter to reach the desired length, but this often led to repetitions or the models hallucinating and inventing content. In the end, I decided to go with ChatGPT 4.0. With speaking pauses, video transitions, and dramaturgy, the final video reached a length of 230 minutes, far from the planned 10 minutes. This is anything but optimal for YouTube, but such challenges are part of creatively using AI. Sometimes it leads to impressive results, and sometimes you have to improvise. For the video, I needed a female voiceover. It was important to me to create a naturally sounding voice with emotional intention, clarity, distinctiveness, good rhythm, and appropriate pauses. Originally, I wanted to use an AI that runs locally on my system. Retrieval-based voice conversion, RVC, would have been an option here, as it is an AI that can perfectly mimic voices. However, RVC only works for speech-to-speech, meaning it converts an already spoken recording. This would have meant that I first had to record a spoken version of the script. So RVC was out for this project. I then looked for an AI that supports text-to-speech, TTS. By chance, I came across FreePic. Known for stock footage, they now also offer AI solutions,
including a TTS tool. Although it is not local and not open source, the results were convincing and sounded natural.
I've been using ComfyUI since 2023 and can't imagine working without it anymore. Not only is it open source, but its node-based system offers unparalleled flexibility. It allows for complex image generation workflows to be designed visually and intuitively. Thanks to the active community and continuous development, ComfyUI is unrivaled for me. For my workflows, I mainly rely on Flux, HiDream, and SDXL, 3 open-source image generation models that can be seamlessly combined in ComfyUI. This allows me to implement creative ideas quickly and accurately. For the film's style, I chose a sketch painting look. Thanks to Allura and Flux, this look was easy to achieve. Allura is a technique that allows AI models to be quickly and specifically adapted to certain styles. There is also the so-called IP adapter, often referred to as image Allura. It can significantly influence the style of the final image by selectively adopting visual characteristics from a reference image. I probably spent most of my time in After Effects. This is where all the elements were assembled and brought to life, including Leonardo da Vinci diligently working on the Mona Lisa. The image was created in ComfyUI, broken down into individual parts in Photoshop, and rigged and animated in After Effects using Duik. For the selfie scene, I created the image of a young woman. Using ComfyUI, I also generated a depth map, which I animated in After Effects using the displacement map effect. This gives the image spatial depth and creates a dynamic 3D effect. For the same scene, I needed a moving Mona Lisa. I used the Advanced Live Portrait in ComfyUI for this. With this tool, I was able to generate individual frames of facial expressions and head movements, which were then seamlessly blended. Since the interpolations between frames were linear, I created the animation in ComfyUI at 120 frames per second. This gave me the freedom in After Effects to refine the movement using time remapping, making it appear smoother. For another scene, I needed a crowd taking photos of the Mona Lisa with their smartphones. I created these people with ComfyUI. In addition to the RGB image, I also generated masks for each person and for the smartphone screens. To display the crowd, I use MoGraph in Cinema 4D. The images generated with ComfyUI were used in a C4D shader, which allowed me to place the characters flexibly. This resulted in a dynamic and lively scene. The Leonardo's workshop scene was perfect for camera mapping. I first created a simple 3D model of the room, exported it as an image, and used it as a depth map template in ComfyUI. Using the depth map, I generated a detailed image. I then created a clean plate in Photoshop and mapped it back onto the 3D geometry in Cinema 4D. This allowed me to create a smooth camera movement with realistic parallax effects. We've reached the end of this video. If you want to watch the final Mona Lisa video, you can find the link in the video description. I hope I was able to give you an insight into my creative workflow and show you how I try to combine traditional techniques with modern AI. For me, it is fascinating to see how ComfyUI, After Effects, Cinema 4D, and various AI tools come together to bring a story like that of the Mona Lisa to life. Feel free to share your own approaches, ideas, or suggestions in the comments. Do you also use AI in your creative projects? Which tools and techniques work best for you? I'm curious about your experiences.